Our next guest on the pod is coming to us from Hartford, Connecticut. Maybe it's New England, maybe it's not. We can determine that later. But we're wicked excited to have Michael Vaughan on the On Runs podcast. Michael is running in the 2025 Boston Marathon for the New York Roadrunners Team for Kids. What's up, Michael?
Hey, how you doing, Eric? How you doing, Erica? It's good to see you again. It's been a bit.
Yes, it
You two have
has.
met?
I was gonna bring that up in my little hey, nice to see you again.
I'm wearing her
Yeah.
race shirt. Yeah.
Yep.
Whoa.
Michael came down. Well, he came all the way from Connecticut to run the only race that I directed. And he left me a very nice review on WeViews. So thank you for that, Michael.
You're the WeView guy. That's you.
Yep, Michael's
Wait, what?
awesome. He's you are very, very involved in that. I do it maybe once or twice a year because I just don't think about it. But you are churning out those reviews. They're super useful.
This is so exciting. I didn't know this.
Surprise.
I'm so pumped. You're the guy. I know your story, Michael. She told me how you came and you talked to her after the race because I was on the bridge taking photos or doing other things, picking up cones and all that. You're that guy. This is so cool. I'm so excited. This is generally like super cool. I'm super excited.
That's good because being a New York-ish guy, I'm kind of, a little nervous because some of the audience is very anti-New York. But
I think we're leaning towards New York this year because Eric's going to be running that marathon, and yeah, we're pretty much Team New York. So. But this is all about Team Boston. So, Michael, I know a little bit about you, but why don't you tell our listeners? I mean, you already did mention where you're from, but tell us about you. Tell us why you chose New York Roadrunners Team for Kids as your Boston Marathon charity.
Sure. Trying to keep the story as short as possible. If you followed me on Instagram, I've got a weird Instagram name, CT0292. And like, what the heck is that? And you look in there and it says that I'm a teacher, a soldier, a runner, a coach, and a Star Wars nerd. Yeah, that helmet behind me, that's Clone Trooper CT02, Captain Vaughan.
That's amazing.
So when I started running, I was a captain in the Army National Guard, and I was at the transition point in my life. And things had to change. So I started running with the East Hartford High School cross country team. And that's where I work as a teacher. And it's kind of like my life. So let me go back a little bit. I'm a big Star Wars nerd. And the reason why, not just because it's space samurais against space Nazis, because that's part of why it's cool, but because it's about a redemption arc. It's about a redemption arc. We don't always do the best things in life, and then we kind of come back. And I kind of feel that's where I am. I'm on my redemption arc, or good guy era, as the kids like to tell me. So with that, I volunteered with coaching cross country first, and then eventually became the head coach for the East Hartford boys cross country team. And building relationships, my kids can't afford sneakers, so I built relationships in the community. It's part of how I started doing the WeViews things and all of my little side hustles. Fleet Feet Hartford has been an amazing partner. They've tens of thousands of dollars of shoes free to a lot of high schools in our area, and
That's awesome.
Building those partners. So when Team for Kids had an opening for the New York City Marathon in 2023, I jumped on it. That's the same kind of thing that I believe in, is helping the kids out, and they're just doing it on a much larger scale. So it kind of it meshed with my life goals.
Can you piece together for me the New York Roadrunners part with Team for Kids?
Sure. The Team for Kids is one of New York Roadrunners' official charities. So the simplest way to say it is New York's got a whole bunch of big races all year round, right? There's free programs for kids all the time, matching up with every single race they have. There's open runs for the public. There's free runs for the kids. There's free shoes for the kids. There's all sorts of running programs. And that's the charity for Team for Kids, is how they raise money to support those programs.
That's amazing. I love that that New York Roadrunners will do that, and that you have that special connection with your teaching and your coaching. And so this is a very, very special one for you. So you ran New York City with it. Now you're going to run Boston with it. Is this going to be your first Boston?
It is my first Boston. Well, I did the Boston medley before, so that's not really the same thing, but
that's not the marathon though.
Yeah, as
I
mentioned,
big this year.
I messaged Allie G, of course, one of your compatriots, and I'm like, hey,
we love Allie G.
It's a 4 unicorn year for me too, so kind of excited for that.
Excellent. Well, I will see you at I'm running the medley as well. But not running the marathon, but we will see you at mile 19. So make sure to look out for us.
That's usually where I bonk, so I might need some extra help.
Well, we can help
We'll get
because
to
not
that.
only
Yeah.
will we give you like a sign that says, slap for power or boost up the mountain. Erica is very well organized. And if you
Hmm.
need something like a Coke or a Gatorade, or if you want a beer, if you want donuts, pizza, she can get it for you. She might make me drag it to mile 19 in a cooler, but we'll have everything. What are some of those things you might want at mile 19 when you're doing a marathon?
Um, that's a tough one. So during the Marine Corps marathon, slopeside syrup. That was like that little sugar oomph with a little
Okay.
caffeine, a little syrup. That's a nice little push because at that point, you're kind of coasting on fumes.
Understandable. Hmm. So you like those little, just a quick burst of energy. It's going to be easy to digest for you.
Right. Yeah.
Perfect. Yep. I can absolutely have some of that ready for you.
Well, a little power speed boost sign. We'll have to bring that back because he likes those little bursts of energy.
Think I
We
still
we,
have it.
we did jump ahead a little bit, and maybe I missed a little bit. But are you originally a Connecticut guy? Where you from, or did you already cover this with Erica?
Sure. Not really. So I've been in Connecticut. Well, literally, my family's been here forever. You can track us down for a long, long time. But been in Connecticut, and specifically, like the Connecticut National Guard has been my second job, soldier
Hmm.
teacher, right? That connection. Um, and really, when I hit my 20-year mark in the military, I'm 50, mind you, so I'm a little old for this game, but still,
Never would have guessed. You look great, Michael.
appreciate it. It was a career change. Like, what do I do with my life? And I really took up running at 40.
Mm.
And another guest of yours, episode 149, Celeste, part of that same group. Yeah, I'm plugging them back there too, right? The
Love it.
169
Nice.
Town Runners. I went to one of their events and somebody was completing their races. And in his speech, and I don't remember his whole name, Mina is his first name, he said, running 169 races in Connecticut, I've given to 169 charities.
That's
So,
amazing.
that's kind of an amazing thing. So I try to do all my races for charities. There's a couple that I haven't. My first half marathon in Hampton, New Hampshire, the Smarty Nose Rock Fest,
Love it.
which I got tricked into by my wife, but that's a whole another story. There are I love any of the races hosted by Michael Bernier. He's a pretty good race hype man. Even
Oh,
though
absolutely.
they're not really charity races, but they're definitely a lot of fun.
Hmm. I can back you up on that.
So you love running for charities. Are all 169 races in the Connecticut, because that's where you run in every town. 169. Those are all charity races.
Every one of them. There's a couple that are not, but for the most part, they're like a little, school charity or another
Right.
charity. Even the Hartford Marathon run races, they are technically a charity. The Hartford Marathon Foundation.
So since you're all about giving back and doing the charities, what are some of the things you're doing right now with the New York Roadrunners Team for Kids to fundraise for the Boston Marathon?
Yeah, that's the trickiest thing. So when you contact me about this podcast, I happen to be in Washington D.C. So one of the things I did is I volunteered with my National Guard unit to go down and support the inauguration.
Hmm.
As soldiers, we're apolitical. We're just down there to do a mission. So
Hmm.
that I took some of that funds and just put that right on a tab. If you look at my fundraising, you can figure out what initials I use to donate the funds. It's a couple other things. Um, every marathon runner should have their name on a shirt. That's probably the shirt, yeah, right there, that I'm going to wear
Hmm.
for the race. Maybe not. I might buy a new one at the expo um, for the New York City half. But one thing that I said, all right, I have the capabilities to do screen printing and vinyl lettering. So anybody in
I
my
found
running,
our next T-shirt guy.
it's small scale, small scale. But
We're small scale.
I offered out to my running club. I'm like, hey, if you have a medal you want engraved, I have an engraver. If you want your name on a race shirt, I'll put your name on the race shirt. So luckily, I've had a lot of great donors that, I said $5, and I'll do it because it's not a lot of work. But had been donating 20, 30. A good chunk of them donated $50 just to put their name on a shirt, and I appreciate that.
That's
So
amazing. That is a great way to
you're
raise
saying
money.
like someone will sponsor you, give you $50, and you put their logo on their shirt.
I'm just putting their names on the shirt,
Oh, their
but
names. Their
correct.
names.
Yep.
So how much to get Stooley on your shirt?
If you had an iron-on transfer, Stooley, I would do it right now.
I think I do. I'll figure it out with you, man. I'll figure it out.
Speaking
That'd
of
be
that,
cool.
Michael, did you get the stickers? Oh, they came in. Yes. Okay.
Oh,
Awesome.
there's
I
stoolies
sent
There's
in
them
a
the
a bunch.
Stooley,
background.
and then Erica's medal from her race.
Yes.
Her one and
Representing.
only, her one and
Hey,
done.
it counts.
It
That was
counts.
stress. Like fundraising
You
is
know,
stressful. So
if you were a guest on the pod, I could just literally say six race directors and 6-star marathon runner, race director, 6-star Erica. Welcome to the pod. It counts.
we're just
And I
so
was
fun.
looking for new races that take dogs. And
Yes.
the little yellow dog in her race, that was my dog.
I want to know this then. How did you find her race?
Um, Total Image Running is a dog friendly race. Well, when they were doing races,
Mhm.
and it was actually for a dog charity, I believe. Possum.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
For the love of dog, that was the charity name. So it was awesome.
And since my dog loves to run with us and do races, that's her thing. It's some people argue dogs shouldn't race, should race. My dog loves to race. She's got commands. To tell her to pass people when not to pass, give them space, run in the road, don't run in the road. So she knows all her commands.
Oh, amazing.
I wish we had more canicrosses in our area.
It's a bummer that the marathons aren't. You got to find like a small one for that.
It's a
but-
bummer that a race director who used to have a race that was dog friendly doesn't race direct anymore. But I digress.
Hey, I'm
We're
happy
so,
to pass it off to
we're
somebody
so
else. if anybody
we're
else
so
wants
all
it.
over the place right now. Let's get back on track with Boston. How's training going right now?
Training is going miserably.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Is it just weather or how you feeling? Like
I was doing great
health-wise?
in January. It was awesome. I was running in DC. I had my Code Brown moment where I found a rat the size of a pit bull. Screamed like a little girl running through the
That'd
city.
make you shit your pants.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh boy.
Um, that was going great, and then I got this, whatever this.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
god.
Everyone's
I had
got
that.
it.
It's awful.
So I'm a week down. I just started back today. Ran a first 10K indoors because of ice.
What's your marathon history? Have you run many marathons? Or is this like you did New
Well,
York?
he
Is
has
this
at
your
least
second?
2. And you
Yeah.
said Marine Corps,
Yeah,
correct?
New York. I don't know if you can
Oh,
see
cool.
it there.
What's the goal here? Are you going for more after this? Are you going to get your 6 or your 9 stars? What's Michael's plan?
All right. So the big plan is to finally beat my wife in a marathon.
Yes.
I'm not competitive against other people. We are competitive against each other.
Okay.
I'll beat her in a 10 miler most of the time. She's got the half marathon out of 18 of them together. She's got 12. I'm 0 for 3 with marathons. So to just, at least going to do Chicago. That's nice and flat. That's my style.
There you go. She's not running Boston with you, is she?
She is. Yeah,
Oh,
team,
no way.
Team for Kids picked me as an alternate in December, and we said, "Hey, you got a spot for my wife?" And she's doing better on her fundraising. Plus, she's
Oh, so wait, are you too competitive with the fundraising too?
absolutely 100%.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: when she gets, I'm assuming your goal is like maybe 10 grand, whatever your goal is. When she hits $10,000, is it like I won and then she'll give you the rest, or is she like I'm going to keep going to 15, 20, and if you're still at 7, who cares? I'm win.
We are totally separate with our fundraising. She does say, I finished first. Her corporation does matching. I work for a school; they don't do matching. So
Fair.
did she really beat me?
So we
I've
can't
already-
count the matching. You just got to eliminate that factor. Is
I've-
there like do you make bets, wagers? Do you have fun with this?
We try not to because she says we're not competitive, but we're competitive. The next big is most of the races I try to do are like I said, charity races. Our next big race, which as soon as we finish, fundraising for Boston, we'll start. Is my favorite race. Even though my wife is from New York, our favorite race is in Boston, the Run for Home Base, because that's a charity.
That's the
only
Millennium
race.
Race.
It's a charity only race. Also,
Yeah.
you have to be charity partner. Everybody.
That's a Millennium Running Race, right, Erica?
I don't know.
I'll edit it out if I'm wrong.
That was Kurt Schiller's race for PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
To make sure that all veterans treatments are free in the
Is that
in the
the
greater
one-
Boston area.
Do you finish at Fenway?
You do. You finish on
It's
home
not a
plate.
millennium race. It is not a millennium race.
I know which one it is. All right, yeah.
Run to Remember. Run to Remember is
Yes,
the
I got
millennium
the
one
2
you're
mixed
thinking of.
up. I
Yeah,
got the 2
but
mixed
that's
up.
still wicked cool.
So, Michael, where can everyone find you and where can they find your fundraising efforts so you can beat your wife?
Yes, appreciate it.
At
So
fundraising.
the only appropriate way is to be at fundraising or in a road race.
There you go.
But yes, best way to find me is through my Instagram, which is Vaughan with an A, VAUGHAN underscore CT0292, like the Star Wars nerd that I am. And I have it linked to my Instagram and for the New York Roadrunners link.
That's
So how
awesome.
much more do you have to go, Michael?
1915.
That's not that bad. All right. You are making great progress.
So is she still ahead of you right now?
She's done. She's been done
How?
for a while.
What's her number?
Uh, it's a low number. Yeah. So
I'm
New
just
York
wondering how
Roadrunners,
much do we need to surpass her now?
she capped off at 5,000.
Oh, okay.
Team for Kids is a lower fundraiser. They work some
Oh,
deals.
yes, yes. Yep. Well, it's super cool. It's super cool what you told us what Team for Kids does and what Fleet Feet in your local Hartford area does. All those shoes kind of reminds me of Relay Goods, Erica, where the shoes that aren't 99% brand new, but they're still within the first 90. They send
Mhm.
those away to all the kids organizations for free, and they get to run for free. So that's
I love
awesome.
that.
It sounds like such a cool cause, great charity, dude. Dude, good luck. I really hope you come by, say hi at mile 19, give us a high five. We'll give you the power boost. Erica will have that syrup for you. Whatever you need, she'll get it for you. We'll be there. Super excited. Thanks for the support. Wearing the t-shirt. You got Stoolie. This is awesome, dude. I kind of, wow, so cool. I realized, like, put 1 and 2 together, like, oh, you two know each other and I've heard about you. I didn't piece together those dots before we started, man. This was awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us and spreading the Team for Kids message. You'll see myself, my wife, and a dozen or so others wearing that neon green shirt on race day.
We won't be able to miss you, and that's the plan. We're going to be tracking you and cheering you on up those Newton Hills, and no bonking. We're gonna get you through it.
No
Yeah,
bonking in
guys.
Boston.
So jump in those show notes, find Michael's links, find his donating and fundraising charities, get his numbers above his wife so he can go and say, I'm number one. I won this time. And Michael, I'm cheering for you. I hope you can beat her and, beat her in a race or fundraising. The disclaimer. So this was awesome, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Michael Vaughan on the On the Runs podcast, running in the 2025 Boston Marathon for the New York Roadrunners Team for Kids. That was wicked awesome.
Thanks, E2.